This call is being recorded.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is Tammy Nichols, and we are so excited to be with you this morning. We've got a lot of callers on this morning. So I've asked Sandy Irving and Nina Anderson to join me on the call this morning. And really, this is a very interesting time that we're living in. Today is March 16th, 2020, and you are on the Business Builder call, and you're here because you want to learn how to do more with your wine business. And the interesting time that we're living in is, I think what we really want to express with each of you this morning is that it's a temporary time that we're living in, that all of the media hubbub that's going on and all of the health scare and with our country has had such an economic success, and now things are going a little haywire, but guess what? It's all temporary. We all know that we are a group of strong individuals, and we are going to come back and just have continue to have a successful life, and most definitely a successful wine business. And guess what? Through all of this, no one is going to stop drinking wine. So we have an opportunity to really be help people continue to receive their wine shipments, right? Because I know across the country, I've talked to many of my leaders across the country, and wine stores have closed down just for a week or two, but guess what? We are not shutting down. And I know an announcement came out yesterday that some of the wineries in Napa have shut down. But guess what? Not us. So we are all going to get through this, and we're going to get through it together. What we wanted to do this morning is we want to share some great tips with you on how to continue to move forward in our businesses. And I'm going to share some ideas with you, then Nina is, and then we're going to end up with Sandy Irving sharing. So there's three different areas that I want us to look at this morning. And the first area is we want to give you some ideas on how to be proactive as you continue having tastings, and we want to keep those healthy tastings. And then secondly, we're going to give you some ideas on how to get sales from outside orders so that you can continue hitting your goals. And number three, we're going to share with you some ideas on how to do a virtual tasting. So let's back up to how to hold a healthy tasting. Guys, I launched a girl yesterday, and she had 7 of her closest friends there, and I think that's very important to note. The tastings that are being held are still being held with small groups of people and with the closest friends and family, because people are not wanting to get out into the masses because they are listening to all of the media hubbub. So keep your groups, and when you're talking to your hosts, really talk about keeping the groups small, intimate, with their closest friends and family. Now, just a couple of tips on how to keep these tastings very healthy. I would definitely throw in a package of wipes into your bag. Let them know that you are healthy and you want to help them stay healthy. I think being proactive in that and showing that you care is huge. And I would even suggest that while we're going through this temporary period, whether it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks, could be 4 or 5, but we know it's temporary, that perhaps we're not using our tasting boards right now, that we're only sharing with each of the guests the menu and the interest form, so that they literally can see that that is coming out of the white envelope, straight being from the package to them. It hasn't been in anybody else's hands. And so we're keeping their health at the utmost of our forethought. And then I would even suggest that they may want to grab their own pen. If they don't have their own pen, I would suggest wiping every pen off with a wipe as you give it to them, and then also as you receive it back. Again, let them know that you care about their health and that it is important to you. So think about that. And most people carry a pen with them in their purse and will not think twice about getting their own pen during a period like this. So, and if by chance you're in a situation where you are concerned about a wine glass getting mixed up, I'm rarely in those situations, because I'm a huge advocate of 8 to 12 people at my tastings, and I'm a huge advocate of it truly being a wine tasting. So I'm not a huge proponent of the quote unquote party at all. So, I rarely see a wine glass mixed up. However, if you feel like you're in that situation, don't hesitate to take a write-on pen and, again, clean it and pass that along so that everybody can write their name on the glass. Now, we know we're all getting cancellations. Guys, I've gotten 4 cancellations this month. So I share that with you because I want you to know you're not alone getting cancellations. But guess what? I am, when they want to cancel, I'm moving those wine tastings to the latter part of April. By then, we know that this all will be finished. And if you're already booked in April, that's okay. Move it into May. So we want you to know that you're not out there alone, that we're all in this together. And yes, we're getting cancellations too, but we still have goals. And so we're going to work around that so that we can continue to make our goals. Now, Nina, if you'll hop on and share with us some tips on how to get outside sales, and then we're going to end the call with Sandy sharing some great tips for us on a virtual tasting.
Hey, okay, yeah. So I just want to preface, guys, it really all starts with us. Our attitude, our positivity, how we promote things to our customers, our hosts. It's all going to lead from us, just like we always talk about. We lead by example, and this is going to be a perfect example of a reason for us to do this right now. Coming back from my world of living in corporate, that's what I worked in for 25 plus years. I did marketing and advertising, and I will share with you, sometimes we have to make a pivot. That's going to plan B, because there's unforeseen circumstances that happen all the time throughout our life. And sometimes we just have to come up with plan B like we are now and figuring out the best next steps for our businesses. And nobody really has to know. It can be very seamless as long as we're all kind of rolling with it. So I want to talk about the outside sales. And I'm going to go back to something that I started my business with that worked very, very effectively for me. And in fact, it worked so well that I was constantly selling about 5 to 7 cases of wine outside of my tastings each and every month. And so, I don't know if it'll be exactly 5 to 7 cases now, but it is an effective system. And it's called the 2+2+2. So what I did was 2 days after my tastings, I would always thank everybody for coming. There was never any more pitch about selling or buying or anything. It was just thank you for coming. And then 2 weeks later, I would always thank my customers and my hosts for their purchase, and they should have received their wine by then. And did they receive it okay? And then the final 2 is 2 months later, okay? And 2 months later is they probably need a refill or a restock. So this is where your outside sales can really help. You've got a lot of different ways. So one, you can go back to customers that had been at a tasting 2 or more months ago and reach out to them and ask them if they would like a refill, and kind of remind them we can ship the wines directly to their door. They don't even have to leave their homes, leave their current comfort zones, go into the liquor stores unless they want to, but we can ship direct to their door. Don't forget that we have last call wines. So some of our wines have been on the list for a while now, and you can go back and ask if they need a refill on that one, or if maybe one of their favorites is now on that last call list. Let's stock up before it goes away. Okay, so that's another thing that you can do with them. Don't forget to share your bundles. There's plenty of great bundles that are, we have a white bundle and a red bundle in our back office. It's a great option to share with some people that they don't even have to make the choice. Just let them know we've got some prepackaged wines with some wines I think that you'll really enjoy. I can help you with that. And again, I can ship them direct to your door. And then you also have your wine club customers. I think this is a huge area that a lot of times we forget about, that we have options to help our wine club members not only get great wine, but they can save money at the same time. So we're going to be that good neighbor in the wine world of helping them get some great wines at a great price. They do get their discounts on their half and their full case prices, but they also have a monthly special that they can take advantage of. And if they buy a case, they can save 20% on that as well. So there's lots of ways that you can help them. So I'm going to challenge you to go back, look at all the guests, all the hosts that you had, and you can do it for anybody, but 2 months or more out, write a list, and then commit to, reaching out to them, come up with a fun text, and a little graphic. You can use the graphics that we have in our back office, and reach out to them and say, hey, I'd love to help you get some wine over the next couple of weeks and stay stocked up while you're at home. I can deliver it straight to your door and also save you some money at the same time. So that's my tips.
Okay, I'm just going to jump in and thank you, Nina. I took some notes because, like you, I did some of that in the early days too and kind of lost track of doing it. So I'm going to definitely restart some of those ideas. Hold on, I'm going to have to close my door. My dogs are barking. Wine is being delivered. Of course it is, right? Anyway, right when I get on the call. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about, Tammy said virtual tastings. I'm really going to talk about Facebook events. Virtual tastings are a little different in that everybody is still gathered in the host home, whereas Facebook parties, usually only you and the host are engaging together and everyone else is in their own homes. Virtual tastings would also work, again, with small gatherings, but I'm going to talk a little bit about how we do Facebook tastings. And just so everyone knows, we're also going to be going into this a little bit more detail with somebody who's been doing them for a while, Christina Benedetti, this evening on the Monday Night Live call. But right now, I'm going to just give you some of the tips that I've been using, and they may be a little different from what other people are doing, but it's working for me. So the first thing is you are having people cancel. So instead of just trying to move this tasting into April or late April, a good idea might be able to give them the option of let's do a Facebook event. And I'll tell you more about the event later, but give them that option. We can do this via Facebook and you can still get the sampler and you will still have those 6 bottles of wine to enjoy with your friends during this quarantine period. So that way they have 6 bottles of wine, but we're not just giving them a sampler so they can drink it. We are definitely working to get sales. And that's where you have to be really engaged with your host. In addition, if you're at a tasting and it seems like your bookings have dried up because people just don't want to commit to the future because to them, the future seems so uncertain because of all of the media outcry. We want to be, as Nina and Tammy both said, the calm person in the room. We want to be the person who realizes that we are concerned about everybody's health. We don't want to pressure anybody to do a tasting in person if it's not something that they feel like they can do. But what we do want to do is offer them options. So we can say, why don't we do a Facebook party? And then you can explain it to them like I'm going to explain it to you in just a second. Make sure they know that they still get all of the benefits of a regular tasting with a Facebook party. And that they get the sample set because that's key. The $40 that they pay to have a tasting is definitely, they definitely want that sample set. I believe that there may be some more ideas coming out about doing one without the sample set, but I think that this is a really good way to do it. So I'm just going to continue with this idea. You definitely want to set up your Facebook tasting as an event on Facebook with the host and yourself as the co-host. And you want that event to last a week, 5 days to a week. I'm going to say a week because that's how long I do it. You want to get the sampler to your host, and you want to set the event up with the proper wording. The host is going to invite about 40 of her friends. But the key here is, and you have to work with her to make sure that this happens, not only does she just invite about 40 of her wine-loving friends, she also then private messages them and says, hey, Susie, I just invited you to an event. It's not like one of these other Facebook events. You don't even have to show up, but we are going to be tasting wine and you are going to get points towards a really great raffle. So please, come to my Facebook event. It's going to be a lot of fun, a little bit of a distraction during this time frame when all of our kids are home. It'll just be like girls get together on a Facebook page, all from our own homes. Make sure you give her the tools to use this wording. Or, hey girl, let's all get together. It's just going to be on Facebook. We don't even have to leave our houses. We can go in our bedrooms and close our door and get away from the kids for 30 minutes. Just come to my Facebook virtual tasting. Obviously, the only person that's going to be tasting wine is going to be the host, but that's okay because we're going to make it a lot of fun. It's critical that the host uses private messaging and tags people. So when you're setting up the event, you are going to make sure you're putting out your menus. You're going to make sure everyone knows that they're going to get points if they engage and comment on your posts. You're going to maybe give out small gifts as people comment, like first person to tell me what their favorite wine is gets this aerator. And of course, when I say small gifts, I mean the aerator that costs $1 that we all get offline. You're going to be posting fun graphics. You're going to be posting wine education like recipes and pairing ideas. Don't just like you would at a tasting, it's not all about sales. It's all about value for them showing up and engaging with you. You're going to offer the small gifts, things like be the first person to buy a 3-bottle sparkling special and you'll get this champagne stopper. And again, or whatever it is that you have at home in your drawer that's small that you give out at tastings anyway. All of these graphics, some of these graphics can be found in the marketing section of our website. So make sure that you're looking at those ideas and also looking at Wine Nation, because after today, I'm sure lots of fun Facebook graphics are going to be posted on Wine Nation as well. Just so the company is going to help us. There's another call this evening all about how to do these Facebook and or virtual events. The host should go live sipping. So tonight, Christina Benedetti and I are going to share a watch party, how to do a watch party on your Facebook page, where you and the host are actually talking together and doing a tasting while the host is drinking and her friends are watching her drink and she's talking about how much fun she's having with the wine. Again, you're going to give people points for coming to this watch party and they're going to get a raffle prize at the end. I'm going to let Christina do all of that because she's really experienced at it and she will tell you all how engaging she can be. You can turn it into a fundraiser. I can guarantee you if you turn it into a fundraiser, more people will engage and you'll get better sales. You have to be willing to donate part of your commission back to the event or back to the charity so that that's how we do donations. That's how we do fundraisers. The other thing I would say is to make sure that you are giving the exact same attention and building relationships with these people as you would if you were in person with them. Don't just, if somebody posts and say, I love Pinot Grigio, don't just post and say, hey, Susie, here's my menu. This wine's just like Pinot Grigio. You should buy it. Develop a relationship with that person first. Ask them a couple of questions. Oh, really? What kind of Pinot do you like? Do you like a drier one or more of a sweeter Pinot Grigio? Give them a little bit of yourself rather than just trying to do the sale. And I guess the final thing I would say is this is all a mindset thing, guys. A lot of times we're thinking, how in the heck are we going to be able to sell wine when nobody's with us and nobody's tasting it? That's our method. That's the wine shop way. I think what you have to do is change your mindset and realize that other direct selling companies have been doing this for years. People don't smell oils when they go to a Facebook oil party, but they buy them. People don't smell candles when they go to a Facebook Scentsy party. People don't try all the lotions on when they go to a Pure Romance Facebook party, but they're all buying from those parties. They've all been extremely successful. And we can use this tool during this temporary period to be extremely successful as well. The other thing is to remember is while this is temporary, it's also going to give us a great new tool if we jump on board. Doesn't mean we want to do it all the time because we are in the relationship business, but it does mean it's something that we can use to build our businesses and to help our consultants on our teams build our businesses. So that's my thoughts right now. It's going to be much more extensive this evening. So I hope that you all jump on this evening and then also jump on with Jane Creed, because I think they're going to be talking about yet another way to do it. There's so many opportunities to work our business. And as Nina said, pivot into a brand new way of doing things. It could be a little outside of our comfort zones, but we'll make it happen. So good luck to everybody and stay healthy.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Nina. And as Cindy just shared, I'm echoing quite a bit here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Coming back. Okay. As Cindy just shared, guys, today, as I sent out my email this morning, we have 3 opportunities today to continue to strengthen our businesses. And we've got 2 more calls this evening. I want to encourage you to set your alarm and be on both of those calls. The first one is our Monday Night Live call. That is the one that Sandy and Christina are going to be sharing more information with us. That's at 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Immediately following that call at 6:30 p.m. Mountain, 7:30 p.m. Central, and 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Jane Creed will be leading a call again. And all of this is to help every single one of us strengthen our businesses as we go through this period. And I'll tell you what I'm excited about. I'm excited about learning something new that we can incorporate into our businesses for the rest of our lives, because I've never done a Facebook party, a Facebook tasting, a Facebook event, and I'm going to do this for the first time. And I'm very excited about that. And you're right, Sandy, I call this virtual tasting. So, I've never done one of these. So, so I am, I corrected my language, but I am very excited about learning something. Sandy has done this for a while as she went through the period with her sweet husband passing away, and she did not leave his side. So this is how she continued to build her business and earn the trip. So has it been proven? Has it been done? 100%. And that's how we know it can happen. It can be very successful. So let's just see here. We've got a few minutes. Can we see if we have any questions on the board, Margie? And guys, if you have a question, the way to unmute yourself is to press the star key twice. But I'd love to take the next 6 minutes and answer any questions that you may have.
I don't see any questions, and I am super excited to see where this takes us as well. I mean, I think this is a growth opportunity, and I'm encouraging my team and myself that, people need community, and people still want a little humor and light in their lives, and we can provide that. Yesterday, I just did a fun little virtual happy hour. I think some of you saw that on Facebook, and it wasn't even a selling event, but it was fun to get together and and we played a little virtual game. So just keep staying in front of people too. Social media is going to be a very powerful tool right now. So be positive, and I truly think we'll end up okay, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, and that's exactly right. You know, even while people are trying to stay in their homes, they still want community, and this is a great way to do it. So, and actually, because people are home, you're going to be reaching more people. You could be somebody's incredible outlet just to hear from somebody from the outside world. So, I think it's a great opportunity to still be able to provide a great service and help everybody have their favorite wines shipped to their door. So let's not lose sight of that. Nina and Sandy, thank you so very much. Again, guys, please set your alarm and be on the calls this evening. Trust me, all of the top leaders within the company will be on these calls. So don't miss out, whether you're brand new, just getting your businesses started. Again, I launched somebody yesterday. She's so excited. And she had a great tasting, booked tastings, and, with 7 girlfriends there. It was amazing. So let's just continue to help everybody in however we can with this business, whether it is with their personal businesses or with their favorite wine. So let's continue to stay focused on that. And we're going to get through this period, and we're going to get through it with great, as Nina just said, as long as we're keeping our attitude positive and strong, that is going to be very contagious. And that's exactly what we want to be for other people. So have a great Monday, guys, and we'll see you on Monday Night Live at 7 p.m. Central, and then following that with Jane Creed at 7:30 p.m. Central. Did somebody have a question before we end the call?
Yeah, one real quick. This is Regina Smith.
Yes,
And,
Regina.
Hi. I just wanted to just hop on here and just, make a comment. I'm brand new, and I'm still super, super, super excited. None of this is discouraging to me. I actually love social media, and I don't consider myself an expert at it at all, but I just am looking forward to it. I think just about everything that, we get handed to us, we can make it fun. So thank you. This has been very helpful to me as far as like just continuing forward. I don't feel discouraged whatsoever. We had a great tasting on Saturday with our closest friends and family. It was pretty, our tight-knit group, like you had suggested on there. And from that, got, I think 6 or 7 tastings. They're excited. They don't care if we don't gather. They love the idea of a social media type tasting also. So, I just wanted to share that as an encouragement. I hope that is encouraging because I'm brand new. So
Thank you, Regina. And guys, I'm going to tell you real quickly, because you never know how somebody's going to come into your world. I met Regina at a wine tasting, probably at this point about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. She and I briefly touched base because she was interested in the business. She and I both were sick at the time, and we had decided that we would regather when we were both feeling better. I had the flu, could not do a tasting. I texted her and said, Regina, are you still interested in this business? Yes, I am. She said, I need your help. Can you pull a tasting for me Friday night? I said, I've got the flu. I cannot get out of my house, nor does the host want me there. Needless to say, I had the flu. And she said, yes, I would love to. She ran with that tasting. We got her signed up. She ran with that tasting, sold $549 in sales, booked another tasting there. She held her own tasting, as she just said, on Saturday night. So within the past 10 days, she's held 2 tastings, and you can hear her. Like, Regina, I love hearing from you. You are just a breath of fresh air. So we love having you here. Thank you for chiming in. And, you know, again, you never know how you're going to meet somebody, how you're going to help somebody change their life and or help others find their niche in